This is how I feel about so-called snitches, rats, people in the media that have that label in the media, etc. How I feel about Charleston White. So this man goes on social media, he talks crazy, and he says that he'll call the cops on you, right? Okay, this man, to my knowledge, has been locked up when he was a kid. I think he was like 16, right? He snitched on his co-defendant or whatever the case may be. But everybody that talks to him or talks about him and all the comments, everybody, oh, he a snitch, he a rat. Oh, but the thing is if you label yourself as a civilian, and this goes for anybody that's a civilian. If you don't live by the street code, if you don't claim to be a gangster, if you work, even if you don't work, if you're a civilian, you're not a gangster, you're not in the streets like that, and you tell on somebody and you tell the police on them, that's not a snitch. They don't live by the code, bro. So that's just if you live by the code and you're a gangster or you're in the streets and you did some shit to so and so or did some shit you wasn't supposed to, and they tell on you, you can't call them a snitch. They don't live by the code. That's your fuck up. You fucked up. Now you're in trouble. You know? So everybody that Charleston White's a snitch and Woo's a snitch and oh, rat. They don't live by the code. They'll call the police on you. All right, check this out. If I go down the block right now, I walk down the block, get out the car, walk down the block, and knock on somebody's door. I don't even know who this is. They answer the door. I put a gun in their face, rob them. They got a whole description of me, camera, evidence on me, and they call the police on me, and the police find out who I am and what I did to them, and they give a description of me, and then they come to court and they testify on me, and I get booked for it, and I do some years for it. How can I sit here and call them a snitch? How? How can I sit here and really be like, man, they're a fucking rat. Oh, that's a snitch. They're no good. That's a snitch, and they need to get dealt with. How can I do that? There's people in the world that live by the code. There's people that don't. The culture now, hip-hop culture, gang culture, street culture, all that shit is dead, bro. Since the 90s. That shit is dead, bro. It's a facade. It's not what it used to be. And believe it or not, everybody's snitching. Everybody, even people that want to be gangster, right? There's RICO cases. There's famous people, rappers, getting locked up. Their homies are snitching on them. 6ix9ine, he got involved with the Bloods. He wasn't even a Blood, but he was claiming blood, right? So he snitched on everybody. Got them all locked up. He's free right now. Oh, he a snitch. But people still listen to his music. He still has money. Right? One thing I don't agree with that is that in 6ix9ine's music, before all that happened, he was a gangster. He will pull up at your house and put your mom in a van and all this weird shit and drive it off a bridge. And you know what I mean? So, like, what I don't agree with that is that he really was trying to portray the image of a gangster. And then shit went left, which his whole story's fucked up. These people, they was playing him and shit, and fucking with his baby mama, and kidnapped him and all this shit. So, I don't agree with that on their behalf, but on his behalf, why was you playing gangster? You know you wasn't like that. Now, if it's a person that comes out like Charleston White, gets famous or whatever, publicly known, or there's somebody that you know, if they come out and right away, hey, I'm gonna call the police on you if you touch me. You know, that's not a snitch. That's not a snitch, bro. That's not a rat. That's somebody that does not live by the code. You youngsters got this shit. I'm young, I'm 27, but you youngsters, bro, nowadays, y'all got this shit fucked up. Growing up, all my black friends thought that one time there was an old black lady called the police on us. We was causing mischief in the neighborhood. And she called the police. We got in trouble. My black friends, she a snitch, she a snitch. I got older and I thought about it. I'm like, this is an old lady. It don't matter what skin color she is. She was an old black lady. She's not a gangster. She's not in the street. She's an old woman. And they thought just because she's black, she shouldn't call the police. Right? That's where people got it fucked up, man. Now, if you're in the streets and you're doing shit that you ain't supposed to do, and you're involving yourself with other people that ain't supposed to be doing what they're doing, or everybody's doing some gangster shit, and everybody's affiliated or got shit going on, if they call the police, that's a snitch. But if it's a civilian or somebody you don't know, or an old lady, or somebody like Charleston White, that's not a rat. That's not a snitch, bro. And it's your fault for even fucking with them. It's your fault for going and getting in trouble, involving yourself with them, having a quarrel with them. I like Charleston White. I think he speaks the truth. I think that some of the shit he says is valid. I feel like that I agree with some of the shit he says. He's got knowledge. And people push him away. And people, they don't want to listen. Especially the youth. Like, they don't want to hear that shit. But he's telling the truth, bro. The God's honest truth. He ain't a rat, bro. He's a civilian. He's not a gangster. He's a civilian. And he'll tell you, I'll call the police on you. You know, I respect that. He's being honest. I'll call the cops on you. Touch me if you want to. Touch him if you want to. I'll call the police on you. You can't do shit but respect that. What else you gonna do? Still beat him up? You going to jail, bro. Like, man, I lived a life where I don't believe in that. I don't believe in calling the police, but it goes along with who I know and who I fuck with and the people I'm involved with and what I've been involved with in my life. You know, I'm not gonna, like, if I'm into it with somebody and they're on the same type of time I'm on and they get down on me, I'm not gonna go call the police on them. But if I'm at home, say I live in an apartment, and I hear a child screaming and crying, and I hear the parents beating them, then if I can't do anything about it, you goddamn right I'm calling the police. You goddamn right. I'm gonna say that, baby. One way or another. It's me. Either it's me or the cops gonna come and say that, baby. It's not a rat, bro. There's morals. There's integrity that comes along with it. There's stages to this shit, bro. There's codes. There's street codes. And then there's real life. You got to know how to separate it. You got to know how not to be a fucking idiot. If you get the cops called on you by somebody that you did something to, then you're a dumbass. Why you fucking with this person? That's a civilian. If you go and break in somebody's home, they call the police on you. You can't call them no snitch. They're not a snitch. That's a homeowner that you just broke into their home. And if they call the police on you, you're lucky you didn't get shot and killed. Now you're in jail looking dumb. He's a rat. I got my discovery papers. Look, that's his name. He's a snitch. It's not a snitch. That's a homeowner, bro. People need to know the difference, man. People are fucking stupid now. Dumb. These kids nowadays, the youth got a lot to figure out. A lot about life, man. And know the difference between certain shit. And know when to do something, when not to do something, how to do it. You know, everybody running around now, oh, so-and-so's a snitch, so-and-so's a snitch. Charleston White's a snitch, he's a snitch. He's not a goddamn snitch. He'll tell you to your face that he'll call the police. That's not a snitch, bro. That's a fucking civilian. That's somebody that isn't involved in the fuckery. That's somebody that don't give a fuck about none of the codes, none of the shit you're talking about. And he's telling you before you do it, and you still do it. And he calls the police on you, and you go to jail. Now you in jail still calling this man a snitch. Y'all got your minds fucked up, bro. You gotta know the difference, man.